In the midst of everyone talking about Mark Carney versus Pierre Poilievre in the 2025 federal election, there's one man who feels very left out of all this, and that is NDP leader Jagmeet Singh. Truly, I don't think mainstream Canadian political news has had to cover him in about 4 months now because he's just become purely irrelevant. But now, to try and regain his relevancy, for some reason, he is still harping on about Donald Trump as if he's the big opponent to Donald Trump from Canada. The man isn't even going to come in third place in seats. He's going to stay in fourth place. And he is trying to cut videos as like a call out to Donald Trump, as if Donald Trump's going to challenge him to a fight or something like that. And Jagmeet Singh is going to have to wrestle or do judo for the honor of all Canada. Check out this video. It's deeply embarrassing to both Jagmeet Singh and the entire NDP.
We need to ban Donald Trump from attending the G7 summit. Donald Trump should not be welcome here. Why would we invite someone who has threatened our very democracy, our very sovereignty? Why would we invite someone who has threatened our economic well-being?
What is he even talking about? He's literally just taking every single little thing that Trump's ever said and turning it into like, oh my goodness, he made a joke about the 51st state. He's probably wanting to exterminate all Canadians. Oh my goodness. Donald Trump talked about the border. He talked about he talked about Governor Trudeau. Oh, he's just disrespectful. Can't even show up to the G7. It's like, guys, you are constantly saying awful things about him. You know, people can have bad or good opinions about Donald Trump, but the least person who should be mad about anything that Trump said is like Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau in Canada, because they've been using the guy's name as a synonym for bad for years, and then they're shocked that Trump seems to not respect them at all. To be fair, I also think that Trump barely knows who Jagmeet Singh is, probably doesn't even know the name.
Why would we invite someone who threatens our allies and threatens the world's stability? Why would we allow a convicted criminal into our country? Why would we invite someone who has such disdain for multilateral organizations? Instead,
from what multilateral organizations? Is he talking about NATO? The thing that the US mostly pays for? I can't believe they're not respecting NATO. We don't respect NATO. We barely pay anything into it. I find this all so silly.
What we should do is use the G7 summit as an opportunity to work with our allies on a plan to resist Donald Trump and his dangerous threats to the world.
He has to know that he's never going to win any more seats. He has to know that the NDP is going to fall on its face in the next election, because I couldn't see you truly thinking that this was going to work. I think this is Jagmeet Singh trying to keep himself relevant in the most sweaty and desperate way possible. Just running out there and just saying, guys, I'll lock up Donald Trump if you elect me Prime Minister of Canada. If you let me keep my seat in Burnaby, I will keep posting bad things about Donald Trump. It's like, who is this made for? I guess it's basically made for people in like downtown Toronto and Montreal and Victoria. But even then, they can vote for the Liberals. The Liberals can also do this anti-American, anti-Trump stuff in a less embarrassing way. Like Jagmeet Singh's out here trying to like mean mug Donald Trump. Here's another video he's made talking about Donald Trump. Outside of a few text posts on his social media, everything is literally Donald Trump posting.
Hi, Donald. Behind me is the border. On this side of the border, we do things differently. Canadians take care of each other. So over here, our healthcare is free. Our kids, our parents, if they need surgery, all we pay for is the parking. True, parking can be a little too expensive.
What are they? No, you don't get the healthcare. You get to wait a very long time, and you pay massive amounts of taxes to not get this healthcare.
But over there, people who can't afford healthcare go bankrupt. They have to sell their homes. I bet there are more people on that side of the border who believe in our system than vice versa. So instead of trying to make Canada the 51st state, you could take some notes. Hi, Donald. Behind
you could take some notes was a terrible punchline. And this is, again, one of those things where it's like, this guy's not even good at the thing he is attempting to do. He's not even good at the, call out to Trump. He's not even interesting at all. It's all just kind of boring naysaying. But of course the liberals are also getting in on this too. So as you may know, I don't need to bring up the transcript, but Donald Trump said Pierre Poilievre, he's not MAGA, which is good for Pierre Poilievre because obviously he's not MAGA. He's a Canadian politician, and he can say absolutely I'm not MAGA. I'm Canada first. It set Pierre Poilievre up for a great moment, but now, because obviously this took the baton out of the liberals' hands, they can't say he's just like Donald Trump because Donald Trump doesn't think he's like Donald Trump. They're just posting stuff like this in response to Pierre Poilievre saying, "Mr. President, it is true, I am not MAGA." And they're like, "Oh man, but he's probably lying because I don't know. The liberals have literally nothing to run on. They have literally nothing to run on. So even when the horse's mouth is saying, yeah, Pierre Poilievre is not like me, they're still like, but there's a chance he could be. He still is kind of like him. Guys, drop it. It's a bad talking point. How many Canadians do you think are going to be voting in this federal election based on who is not like Donald Trump the most? Yeah, that might be a type of voter, but they were already voting Liberal or NDP in downtown Toronto, anyways. All these people are in like Montreal. They were already going to vote that way, and they were never going to vote Conservative. That is the problem in so many parties. All of its messaging just doubles down on people that you won 20 years ago. You already have these people voting for you, and yet you are still marketing to them as if they might leave you at any point. Like you're just like a boyfriend can constantly terrified you're about to be dumped, so you're just constantly like pouring on as many gifts and whatnot as possible. The liberals constantly are signaling. The NDP is constantly signaling to anti-MAGA liberals and NDP. Okay, they already hate him. What are you doing? That doesn't mean to not serve your base. You should serve your base because your base are the bulk of your voters and they're all your volunteers. But you don't constantly pander. You don't just keep repeating phrases and marketing points that they already like. This is even the conservatives every once in a while do this too much to the point where it annoys their base. Stop saying like axe the tax and stuff like that. It's great. It's a good slogan, but get to the substance, because if it becomes too many slogans, I feel like I am now being, taken for a ride. I feel like I'm not being taken seriously as a person if you're just constantly doing the verb, the noun stuff rather than doing more intellectual explanations of your policy and your disagreements with the liberals. But yeah, this is all the liberals have. What's the NDP been posting? I just checked out Jagmeet Singh's personal social media. And is the NDP doing literally anything different? Okay, yeah. They're also just posting about Americans or whatever. A universal public health care, no universal health care. Well, yeah, I guess they don't have universal health care in the US, but they also still have Medicare and Medicaid, which operates better than our system. So I'm not sure what they're talking about. And then like they have like the healthcare is not for sale thing, because it is true that a lot of NDP voters are very obsessed with the healthcare issue. When you do issue polling, whenever usually healthcare is within the top 4 issues in Canada, but the people who care about it are like 40% NDP. It's not that other people don't care about healthcare, it's that the NDP really cares about healthcare, even though they would be the party most ill-equipped to actually getting people in this country healthcare. But yeah, Jagmeet Singh is embarrassing his party these days. I don't see him pivoting at all properly before this next election. I don't even know how he's even going to perform on stage. Like, is he going to continue this even when he's debating Poilievre and Carney? He's just going to say, well, I got something to say to Donald Trump. Well, why hasn't somebody talked about Donald Trump yet? Well, I'm not going to let us become the 51st state. He's like a wind-up doll of just stupid progressive talking points. So anyways, that should be it for me today, guys. Or maybe I'll have another one out later. I'm at the I'm in Nanaimo for the BC Conservative AGM. I'm gonna go head down to that convention center now. I just got back from Kitchener to Calgary not that long ago. Now I'm in Nanaimo. Hopefully, when I get back to Calgary, I can like rest for more than a day or two. But anyways, so that's it, guys. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys later.